thanks to Bonnie and Annie not getting along, I've had the opportunity to work on my first aid skills. So I'd like to share how I have avoided the vet and avoided internal antibiotics to heal up some bite wounds on my dogs. So step one is to get them in the tub and to not just rely on your eyes to find the wounds, but to follow your fingers and find the areas that are very wet with saliva and make sure to wash those areas. Even if you can't find a puncture, it can be very hard with the fluffy coats. And I just basically use warm water, douse the area, and then I use a diluted Dawn, and pretty much any dish soap will do, just, diluted dish soap, and you kind of squirt it on there, and it's nice. It really goes in easily. Give a rub, rinse, yay. That's step one. Step two is the areas that you've washed, trim up with the scissors. That way you can watch them, make sure they don't fester. And even the areas where you don't think there's a puncture, go ahead, any area that you had to wash, go ahead and trim up that area and see what you can find. Then step three would be to consider using some kind of ointment. I use Blu-Kote a fair bit. You can also use Neosporin. Step four is having a cone on hand and sequestering for healing. And then step five is monitoring. And I actually sniff the wounds. That's how I know if there's an infection. At this point, you might be like, oh no, I've got to go to the vet, which is totally fine. Go to the vet, go get those antibiotics. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. Got her in the tub, I washed everything out, and then I applied a compress of tea tree oil. And then in the morning, I gave a sniff and it smelled better. I'm like, okay. And then I found Neosporin. So I would do like a tea tree oil and then a Neosporin. And yeah, it cleared up the infection. And I was pretty happy about that. So that's what I'd like to share, just in case you're in a situation where you can't get to the vet right away. And yeah, so all right. I hope this helps everybody. And happy homesteading.